Welcome back for the second installment of our post-commission lawsuit series. Today we'll focus on rule change number 2, which has to do with buyer agent commissions. In the past, sellers typically compensated their agent as well as the agent that brought them a buyer, and they posted what they were willing to offer the buyer's agent on the multiple listing service. In mid-August of 2024, that all changed. Moving forward, sellers are no longer able to enter compensation amounts on the MLS, and they're not obligated to offer any commission beyond what they negotiate with their listing agents. So does that mean buyers are responsible for paying for their buyer agent services? The answer is yes, but they may not have to foot the whole bill because sellers can still offer to help with buyer agent compensation outside of the MLS or with concessions on closing day. We already mentioned that posting buyer agent compensation on the MLS is a no-no for listing agents due to the commission lawsuits. But there are several new paths to the same destination for sellers to offer compensation. Let me explain. First, they can direct the listing agent to enter buyer agent compensation outside of the MLS, including on their brokerage's website. Secondly, on June 11th, 2024, a new concession field was added to our area's multiple listing system. With the introduction of this new field, listing agents can now enter what their seller is willing to contribute to a buyer's total costs in the form of closing credits. So for example, they can enter a flat amount or a percentage in the concession field, and the buyer can use that credit to cover some or all of the cost of the buyer agent fee at closing. So what if a seller doesn't offer any concession to a buyer? If a seller refuses to assist a buyer with credits or buyer agent compensation, buyers can still request help by making their offers contingent on a flat amount or a percentage of the final sales price. Personally, I don't foresee sellers offering nothing because if they do, buyers may refuse to tour their properties and the owners will struggle to sell their homes for top dollar. Last year, 93% of sellers offered compensation to agents of home buyers. Moving forward, that will still be negotiable as it always has. But despite the rule changes, we expect them to offer similar amounts in concessions, so more buyers will show up and bid on their properties. Please stay tuned for the third part of our series, which will explain why buyers are better off with representation instead of going solo in one of the country's most competitive markets.